Hey, how's it going? It's Farewell34 back with another brand new video. It happened, everyone. We finally got the final showdown between All Might versus All for One, and things got sad. I had so many thoughts and feelings about this episode, but I'm gonna try and keep this review and discussion as short as possible. So, one of the biggest and probably series-defining episodes of the season of My Hero Academia just aired, and it was incredible. It was jam-packed with emotion, conviction, and just, overall epicness for a final showdown between these two rivals. So pretty much the last episode ended off with All Might and All for One pretty much just fighting. And then this episode kicks off actually with a flashback. I thought the idea of kicking off the episode with Nana Shimura and looking back at the history that she had with All Might was a perfect way to get this episode going, especially with the build-up and emotion behind this one. We get to see All Might and his mentor, and we get to see this view of him from the beginning of his journey, and then we see it at the end, and we see it unfold, making it for such an impactful sequence and overall just episode concluding his story. The animation this episode, similar to the last one with Boku blasting off like Team Rocket, or the Deku versus Muscular fight, was just phenomenal. Detailing the fluidity, what Bone Studio was able to do, they really threw everything they had, I'd say, in these last two episodes in terms of animation quality. Every single blow that was dealt this episode, coupled with the soundtrack, was just heightened for the hype moments and even for the dramatic, sad sequences. It just made for such a beautifully well-crafted, executed, tragic ending to the symbol of peace. Speaking of which, the themes and the significance of this episode were just top-notch. This is really a huge turning point, not only for our main characters, but for the entire, world and My Hero Academia as a whole. This is the end of an era. The symbol of peace is no more. He's gone. See ya. The thing that kept the villains at bay has disappeared. Now the villain society is growing at a rapid pace. In the scene at the end of this episode where All Might pointed to the camera and said his last words, so that served as a direct message to the next generation and obviously Midoriya. To me, his last sort of push to save everyone, even though he no longer can. That scene specifically was just so touching because it's him throwing his fist up one last time. It was both awesome and tragic seeing him go out like that, but saving the day one last time felt so good. The action this episode was very to the point. It wasn't dragged out, but again, the impact and the emotion buildup made this fight not only one of the best of this season, but the entire series. Just from the intensity and the severity of the situation they were in, like they were, dozens of people probably died. Buildings were destroyed. All Might was at his lowest point we've ever seen him. And it was a really do or die moment for All Might to save the day because no one else could do it. Endeavor couldn't do it, or at least we didn't see them try, but like the other heroes probably couldn't have stopped All for One. It was only up to the #1 hero. And, he rose up and succeeded in defeating him with that freaking, oh my god, with the United States of Smash. That was one of the most epic things I think I've ever seen. Something that I also love this episode was, again, diving more into the villain of All for One and just how menacing and evil and just twisted he is. He systematically broke down All Might. He revealed All Might's true self to the world, exposing him for who he is. He beats him to a pulp, and more importantly, he talked so much trash about Nana Shimura, his sensei, the previous holder of One for All, and in the end, he did put some respect back on her name after All Might was disrespecting her. However, there was a huge reveal that Tomura Shigaraki is actually the grandson to the previous holder of One for All, Nana Shimura. One of the reasons is previously people sort of looked to Shigaraki as a sort of not a villain without conviction, somewhat lame, and with no real ties or connection to some of our other characters aside from All for One. But the past few episodes, he's really been fleshed out, and his connections to the story are so much more compelling than before. All for One spilled the beans here to All Might because he knew it would crush him, knowing that he failed Nana Shimura and is treating her grandson as he is, fighting him and opposite to him instead of, helping him and showing him the way as he is with the Zuko. But there was actual build up to this. As we saw in the previous episode, All for One casually mentions his real name is Tenko Shimura. From that line alone, it started to get people assuming that they're related to some capacity, but this episode confirmed not only are they related, but in fact, Shigaraki is Nana Shimura's grandson. This is such a huge reveal for the series. The parallels for Shigaraki and Deku and All Might and All for One have been there from time. It's evident. But for All for One's apprentice to be confirmed to have this sort of direct tie-in, like blood tie-in to All Might and the parallels is just insane. Anyway though, but that's gonna wrap it up for this video. What did you think about this episode? I would love to hear your comments and thoughts in the comment section down below. Yeah, this episode was one of the best of the series. Phenomenal. One of the best anime episodes I think it's in my top 5 ever. Let me know what you thought in the comment section down below though. As always, if you enjoyed it, then be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Again, don't forget to click the little bell button next to the subscribe button so you hear right when the videos drop. Anyway, with that being said, I'll see you next time. Peace.